Each year, numerous amounts of cadets are injured playing a company athletic sport. These injuries range in severity, but if one is not able to remain healthy at West Point, they are not able to commission. Many individuals enjoy competing in company athletics, however, many cadets view them as time-consuming and unnecessary. Sociologically, company athletics affects individuals both physically and mentally. Since company athletics is a requirement, many cadets stress about their company athletic event and wish they could utilize their time in a more effective manner. In addition, many cadets suffer concussions from company sports, which is also detrimental to one's mental health. Physically, cadets suffer minor injuries in company athletics. However, not all of these injuries are minor. Some are considered career-ending and increase the amount of time a cadet has to attend West Point.
And what you do at West Point in your class year?
I'm Francis Castillo-Mueller, class of 2020, and I play company basketball.
All right. First question is going to be, what do you think of required intramural sport participation at West Point?
I think it's a great idea. I think it keeps cadets active. Potentially not enough, possibly, only because, one, the academics are very rigorous, two, because there's just not enough time, but I think it's a very good idea.
All right. Have you ever witnessed someone getting injured from intramural sports at West Point?
Myself, I've actually I've twisted my ankle one time in a basketball game. No injuries that ended a cadet's career or anything like that. But I've seen like minor injuries. That's basically it.
Okay, and have you ever witnessed anyone getting a concussion or anything?
I mean, I've definitely seen someone either like hit their head on the floor or something like that, but I never saw the repercussions because of it. But I've never went to go ask them if they got a concussion, so
Okay.
I can't say for sure.
Do you think the physical requirements at West Point require intramural sports?
Can you say that again?
I said, do you think the physical requirements of West Point, do you think they require intramural sport participation?
As in like an APFT or an IOCT requires the participation of company athletics?
Basically, yeah.
Truthfully, I don't think company athletics is sufficient enough for you to pass an IOCT or an APFT, just because it's one, because people are playing different sports, and so you can't really qualify everyone being able to pass a different subjective test, because like I said, everyone's playing different sports. I think the main goal of company athletics is for team building and leadership. You're really not going to get that great of a workout playing a company basketball game or even practicing for company athletics. So I really don't think it prepares you that well for.
Do you think there's any like alternatives that do prepare someone better for these the physical requirements at West Point?
I know that DP offers specific workout plans. They're more body weight workout plans. So if you take a initiative test and like basically it's like pulls, push-ups, some other body weight exercises, and then they'll score you, and so basically they'll tell you, hey, do so many push-ups a day, so many pull-ups a day, and they'll give you a full body workout plan for over I believe it's 8 weeks or something like that. And so that's really the only thing I know of, and I think that's appropriate for like the IOCT or the APFT. So.
Okay, and final question. I want you to envision a West Point without intramural sports. Do you think this vision of West Point is detrimental? Like, would you find that detrimental to the cadet experience?
I believe so. Like I said earlier, I think the ultimate goal of company athletics is team building and more leadership opportunities. For example, I got really close with my basketball team over the last 2 semesters.
All right, if you could state your name, whether you are on a course guard or club team or company athletics, or if you're fluctuated, like what your experience as a cadet.
Bryce Samuel. Started off in basketball, then I went to handball, now we're in track.
Okay, and what class are you in?
2020.
Okay. What do you think of required intramural sport participation at West Point?
I think it's good because just a lot of people prior to coming here just really focus on grades, and whether or not they played sports in high school, it doesn't really matter here because you have to do something, physical, and I think that's just good. It helps people become more well-rounded, and just opens their mind to new horizons. And try out different sports and stuff like that. So I think it's good. I think it's great.
Have you witnessed anyone getting injured at West Point from an intramural sport?
Nothing serious, like nothing like that like ends a career, like just like a twisted ankle at the most, but nothing major.
Okay, and do you think the physical requirements at West Point require intramural sports?
I guess they don't necessarily require it, like as long as we take an APFT, but I mean it's just something good to have. So no, it doesn't require it, but like I think intramural sports are good. So
Can you think of any alternatives that may better prepare someone for the physical requirements at West Point?
probably a different type of APFT, so we have to take an APFT and then maybe alternate physical tests as well, just to make sure that all cadets are still, physically fit, because you could train for APFT in a week if you know it's, down the road. So that might not necessarily keep cadets in shape. So I guess other than intramural sports, you'll have to do another physical test or more APFTs more often. So.
Okay. First, I want you to envision a West Point without intramural sports, and do you think that would be detrimental to the cadet experience?
I would say so, just because, like I said, a lot of people here in high school might have said they might have played some sports, but like just allowing you to play sports, because like even the teachers and TACs do the same thing, so it's not even like it's just a cadet thing, it's like a West Point thing. So I think that the culture would definitely change, just because even when it's brigades and stuff like that, it's a big, companies come together and make sure that their team are doing, they want to see them win. So I think it has a competitive spirit to it. So I think it definitely would change.
If you could start with your name, what activities you participated in at West Point?
I'm Bailey Gable, and I'm on the women's rugby team.
So you're a core squad athlete.
Yes.
Okay. What do you think, personally, of required intramural sport participation at West Point?
I think it's good. It gives people a chance to participate in different sports and be a part of a team culture.
Okay. Have you witnessed someone getting injured at West Point from intramural sports?
Yes.
Can you give a little bit of background on that?
Yeah, one of my friends was on the soccer team for intramurals and got a concussion, and she was out of her boxing class and all the intramural sports for the semester.
So she was playing soccer, she got a concussion?
Yeah.
And it affected one of her grad requirement classes?
Yes.
Also, do you think the physical requirements at West Point require intramural sports?
No, not the physical requirements.
Don't? Do you think there could be any alternatives to preparing someone physically without having to require intramural sport?
Yeah, you can do just company workouts or make sure they're staying physically fit, as long as they're not deficient in anything.
Intramural sports at West Point allow cadets to form leadership qualities and team building experience, which are important components of West Point. In addition, intramural sports can be beneficial to one's health. However, they should not be required at West Point. If cadets are able to pass both their APFT and IOCT on a consistent basis, they should be allowed to conduct their own physical training to maintain their physical standards. Making company athletics optional allows individuals that wish to compete in intramural sports the opportunity to still do so. Once cadets are not forced to participate in intramurals, cadets will have more time to focus on academic and military criteria and avoid unnecessary injuries that could affect their commissioning status.